Welcome back, class. Today I am going to show you how to factor a quadratic trinomial. The quadratic trinomial needs to be in the form ax squared plus bx plus c. A is the number that's going to go in front of x squared, b is the number in front of x, and c is the constant by itself. Let's get started. In example 1a, we want to factor 2x squared plus 7x minus 4. Let's go ahead and identify a, b, and c. A is 2, b is 7, and c is negative 4. On the next step, we want to create an x. We want to multiply our a and c values. So 2 times negative 4 is negative 8. And at the bottom of our x, we want to write down our b value, which is 7. Now, we need to think of two numbers that'll multiply to negative 8, but will add up to 7. I'll give you a few seconds to think of those two numbers. Once again, we need two numbers that'll multiply to negative 8, but will add up to 7. So the two numbers are 8 and negative 1. 8 times negative 1 is negative 8. 8 plus negative 1 is 7. The next step is to divide these numbers by whatever a is. And I'll go ahead and make a note of that. Divide by a. Our a value is 2. So let's go ahead and divide 8 and negative 1 by 2. Now we want to reduce these fractions if possible. 8 and 2 are both divisible by 2. 8 divided by 2 is 4, and 2 divided by 2 is 1. We want to leave our answer in fraction form because when we write out our factors, we want to write our factors from the bottom up. Since we can't reduce 4 over 1 anymore, let's go ahead and put our variable at the bottom. Our variable is x. So 4 over 1x is done. Now let's move on and look at negative 1 over 2. We can't reduce negative 1/2. And as a result, we need to put our variable at the bottom. The variable is x. Now we need to write out our factors from the bottom up. Our first factor is x plus 4. Our second factor is 2x minus 1. Once again, I wrote the factors from the bottom up. And that's how you factor 2x squared plus 7x minus 4. Now let me show you how to check your work. We have x plus 4 times 2x minus 1 as our answer. When you check your work, you're going to use the box method, or you can also use FOIL. At the top of our box, we're going to write out x and 4. On the left side of our box, we're going to write out 2x minus 1. Now let's fill in the box. 2x times x is 2x squared. 2x times 4 is 8x. Negative 1 times x is negative 1x. And negative 1 times 4 is negative 4. Let's combine like terms. We have 2x squared. Negative 1x plus 8x is 7x. And then we have the minus 4. And notice how when we multiplied our two factors, we got 2x squared plus 7x minus 4, which is the original problem. Therefore, x plus 4 times 2x minus 1 is correct, and this checks. Now let's look at example 1b. We have 12x squared plus 11x plus 2. We want to factor the trinomial. Like last time, we want to identify a, b, and c. A is 12, b is 11, and c is 2. A is 12, b is 11, and c is 2. Let's go ahead and fill in our x. At the top of our x, we want to multiply a and c. 12 times 2 is going to give us 24. And at the bottom of our x, we want to write down our b value, which is 11. Class, now we need to think of two numbers that'll multiply to 24, but will add up to 11. I'll give you a few seconds to think of those two numbers. So the two numbers are 8 and 3. 8 times 3 is 24, and 8 plus 3 is 11. Now take those two numbers and don't forget to divide by a. Our a value is 12. Once you have those, reduce the fractions. 8 and 12 are both divisible by 4. 8 divided by 4 is 2. And 12 divided by 4 is 3. We can't reduce 2/3 anymore, so let's go ahead and put an x at the bottom. 3 over 12 can be reduced by 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1, and 12 divided by 3 is 4. So 3 over 12 reduced is 1 over 4. And don't forget to put the x at the bottom. Now let's write out our factors. And our factors are 3x plus 2 times, remember, when you write out your factors, you want to write it from the bottom up. So 4x plus 1. So the factors of 12x squared plus 11x plus 2 are 3x plus 2 times 4x plus 1. Let's move on. For these problems, we want to factor a polynomial that has a greatest common factor. In example 2a, we have 6x squared minus 21x minus 45. Notice how 6, negative 21, and negative 45 are all divisible by a common number. When you have a greatest common factor, make sure you pull that greatest common factor out before you use the x method. If you include the greatest common factor when you're using the x method, then you'll end up with really big numbers that can be a little difficult to work with. To prevent that from happening, go ahead and take the GCF out. So 6, negative 21, and negative 45 are all divisible by 3. 3 times 2x squared is 6x squared. 3 times negative 7, negative 7x is negative 21x. 3 times negative 15 is negative 45. Once you've pulled out the GCF, then you can identify your new a, b, and c values. A is 2, b is negative 7, and c is negative 15. So a is 2, b is negative 7, and c is negative 15. Okay, now let's use our x. We need to take our a and c values, which are 2 and negative 15, and we need to multiply them. 2 times negative 15 is negative 30. At the bottom of our x, we're going to write down negative 7. Now we need to think of two numbers that'll multiply to negative 30, but will add up to negative 7. I'll give you a few seconds to think of those two numbers. Those two numbers are -10 and 3. -10 times 3 is -30. -10 plus 3 is -7. Now we need to divide -10 and 3 by a. Our a value is 2. Now let's go ahead and reduce the fractions. -10 divided by 2 is -5. 2 divided by 2 is 1. Remember to put the variable at the bottom. 3 over 2 can't be reduced, so let's go ahead and put the x at the bottom. Now let's write out our factors from the bottom up. We have x minus 5 times 2x plus 3. But let's not forget our greatest common factor. Earlier, we pulled out a 3. Well, nobody gets left behind. We need to put that 3 back. So our final answer is 3 times x minus 5 times 2x plus 3. Let's do one more problem. We want to factor 20x squared minus 40x minus 25. If you look at those three numbers, what are all those three numbers divisible by? That common number is our GCF. 20, -40, and -25 are all divisible by 5. 5 times 4x squared is 20x squared. 5 times -8x is -40x. 5 times -5 is -25. Now let's identify our a, b, and c values. A is 4, b is -8, and c is -5. A is 4, b is -8, and c is -5. Now let's use our x. 4 times -5 is -20. -8 is going to go at the bottom. Now class, go ahead and think of the two numbers that will multiply to -20 but will add up to -8. Those two numbers are -10 and 2. -10 times 2 is -20. -10 plus 2 is -8. Now take those numbers and, once again, divide by a. A is 4. Take the -10 over 4 and reduce the fraction. -10 and 4 are both divisible by 2. -10 divided by 2 is -5. 4 divided by 2 is 2. Put the x at the bottom. 2 over 4 is just 1/2. It's 1/2 because 2 and 4 are both divisible by 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 4 divided by 2 is 2. Let's put the x's at the bottom. So our factors are 2x minus 5 times, remember to write the factors from the bottom up, 2x plus 1. And no one gets left behind, so take the GCF, which is 5, and bring it down. The final answer is 5 times 2x minus 5 times 2x plus 1. And this concludes our video. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe.